I made a big mistake in my new video on Sifu's fall update. In the section talking about goals and modifiers, I stated that you could use the new free throw modifier during the new throw focused goals, which damaged their usefulness as instructional tools. Well, that is not actually true. If you turn it on, your progress is not saved, so you will not achieve this goal by playing that way. That's great. I apologize for getting that wrong, and I want to say that the wording this game uses continues to be a little confusing. You have a page for modifiers, that's where all of these are, but if you turn on something that helps you, it's considered a cheat, even though it's on the modifier page, and the ones that make the game harder are called modifiers. This page should either be called modifiers and cheats, or the hard modifiers should be called something else, because when a goal says modifiers allowed, is that anything on the modifier page, or just the hard modifiers? Well, it's just the hard ones, because cheats allowed is something that's specified. So I'm going to chalk this up to my unfamiliarity with the terminology and the fact that I haven't played the game in months in protest of the mandatory skill importation on a new game that was introduced in the summer update. I apologize for the error, and I've made the necessary adjustments for this version. Thank you, here's the original video with some edits. Slowclap cares about two audiences, those that already know their game and want to play around with modifiers in the new replay mode, and those that want to just screw around hitting buttons. At first it was just an accusation based on the evidence, but it has become crystal clear in the new fall update that they are not listening to anyone else. You can see just from the trailer that they are only interested in adding more bells and whistles to their product instead of addressing the actual issues that plague their game. Their amazing game, the game I love. I don't want to repeat myself too much, I already exposed their apathetic approach to content drops in my video on their summer update, and pretty much everything I said in my summer update video and my spring update video about their attitude towards player engagement and instruction still applies. If anyone comes into their game not knowing what it's about, they're still likely to be screwed by the game's refusal to communicate important information to them, whether that be through blatant obvious tutorials or smartly integrated challenges. And multiple issues surrounding the camera, inability to change focus attack targets, and the unacceptable state of the practice room are still present. There are new modifiers in this update. The trailer announces the all-new Vampire mode that lets you decrease your age by killing certain enemies, and it's only available on the easy difficulty, so they're advertising a modifier that only exists to make easy mode easier. Incredible. Slowclap truly earning their name. Apart from that, you can change how enemy health works by taking away their structure or health bar. You've got a way to make your parry do way more structure damage. You can now specify the age at which you want to enter a past level, which is pretty cool. The rest of the modifiers, still not much to celebrate. Bottom line is, the modifier system continues to be underwhelming. Yeah, it's great to be able to make the game more challenging in certain ways, but you don't have to work very hard to unlock the ones you want since a lot of the challenges are pretty basic, and there's just no interesting modifiers to play with. Like I said last time, where's the all enemies have weapons modifier? Where's the modifier that makes your character have a cartoonishly big bobblehead? Where's the modifier that makes the lights go out randomly? Where's the modifier that makes enemies explode into confetti? Where's the fun stuff? But let's look at what they actually did right this time around. I don't care about the replay editor, I don't care about the costumes. That stuff is all great, but it's not what the game needs right now. The first thing they did right is they have given us an actual option to choose between starting new saves with all previous skills unlocked and starting a fresh save. It's mind-blowing that it wasn't there when they implemented the awful forced change to make players use skills from other save files in their new games, a state the game has been in for months, but hey, thank you. Thank you for letting us opt out of this change, because it ruined the experience for some people, myself included, and I haven't touched the game once since that change was implemented. Next, we can finally skip the intro on a new game. No more repeating the tutorial level over and over and watching the cutscenes and playing through credits. Look, those parts are great the first few times, but thank God we can finally skip them when we play the game again. Excellent change, we've been asking for it forever, great job. Another change we've been asking for, or at least I did in my video on their first update, is to revert the change to the takedown camera system. Well, we have a great solution now in the new camera distance slider. Now we can have those close, brutal camera angles like we did when the game came out, and the people who feel disoriented by them can pull the camera back. This is all very good. However, you may notice that all my praise of this update comes from the stuff that either should have been available much earlier, like being able to skip the intro, or from simply cleaning up the mess they caused by the problems they introduced in the last updates. That's not really much to be that happy about. So, is there anything to be happy about in regards to the game actually communicating important mechanics to new players on their first playthrough? No, not really. Not anywhere near the degree it needs to be. But there are a few glimmers of hope to be found in the challenges, the goals as Sifu calls them. As you play, you will be achieving goals, and if you happen to be someone trying to accomplish these goals on your first playthrough, there are a few that actually teach you some valuable skills. In the last update, when they introduced this challenge system, of the 40 plus challenges offered, only one was focused on performing a valuable strategy, avoiding an attack by doing a low-profile backwards sweep, once. One teaching moment found in the entire challenge system, a system new players may not even be engaging with in the first place since it's optional. Well, I guess it's something. Now we have a few more challenges that encourage learning important skills. Friendly fire, make an enemy hit another one by avoiding their attack. Nice, a specific challenge based on avoiding enemy attacks and controlling the combat space. This is exactly how to use the challenge system to teach specific mechanics. Iron Back Fist. Finish a bodyguard with a bare-handed, full-power charged back fist, a challenge requiring skillful use of a useful upgrade. On the topic of throws, a mechanic I insist is vital to enjoying the Sifu experience, there are two new challenges. Strike. Throw an enemy into 3 others. This will certainly be tough to pull off, and if it's your first time playing, you're gonna struggle with it, but you'll definitely learn to throw. It's a great idea, but it brings up the issue that the game doesn't properly inform you about how throws work, and it should be clear that you can throw an enemy after avoiding an attack and stunning them. And fast way down, throw an enemy above the elevator's guardrail, also ruined by the free throw modifier. And this shouldn't say above, it should say over. The developers are French, it's just a translation issue. I hope they can fix this because saying above the guardrail is a little confusing. And look, that's it. Those are the only new challenges focused on learning actual skills, in lieu of a robust training mode or pop-up reminders during gameplay. These are challenges that go in the right direction, but they are no substitute for a solid training mode, or even hints that could show up after every death. I'm doubtful as to how many players are going to be going for optional goals while trying to figure out their game the first time they play it. I don't know how much this actually helps the issue, but if we're going to focus only on these optional challenges, I'm going to lay out the exact types of challenges this game needs on its next update. Avoid 5 attacks without getting hit. Sweep 3 different enemies in 30 seconds. Push 3 different enemies into a wall using Palm Strike. Hop over 3 low attacks using Avoid. Throw 3 different enemies after avoiding an attack and landing a counter hit. Stun 3 enemies by throwing a weapon and then sweep them. Why should it be 3 times? Because you have to ask people to do stuff more than once or it's not gonna stick. These aren't big memorable attacks like shooting a missile at a flying target. They are subtle technical moves with unfamiliar inputs some of the time. You can't just throw 10 of them at the player in the first 5 minutes, ask them to do each of them one time, and expect it to stick. It's just amazing to me that they haven't done this already. You would think that seeing half your starting player base abandon your game by the second level would provoke some kind of response from the developer, but no, they just patched in a mindless easy mode and called it a day. And there's your Sifu fall update, ladies and gentlemen. It kinda sucks. It hasn't delivered on the changes the game really needs. I'm still unable to recommend this game to anyone without telling them to watch a tutorial first, and until that changes, I'm gonna continue to find these updates incredibly underwhelming.